Summaries, overviews, categories. That's another way to just crunch things down and make it so that they're simpler to understand. Yes, I recognize along the way, yes, we are giving up specificity. The problem is, though, the specificity never got you anything except them upset. So let's just forget getting upset and let's get them to at least understand the gist so we can have a conversation. So summaries, categories, overviews. Categories, I think I'll give, this is a great way to give an example of that one. You're at a party and you bump into somebody and you ask them, what do they do? And they say, I program in Java and I do middleware pieces and I do stuff for high-speed trading and I do it on, I don't know, whatever. Next person you go over to and you ask her, what do you do? And she says, I program computers for a large bank. Okay, which one are you going to remember tomorrow does what? You're going to remember somebody programs computers and somebody does, I don't know, something in technology. That's the power of categories. People already have these pigeonholes in their head. So instead of trying to create this new pigeonhole that they don't understand and force it into their head, just pick the one that's close and put it in that pigeonhole that they already have. And they just suddenly go, got it. I can relate to you now because I know who you are. And then last thing, of course, is learn the listener's world. The more you know about the people you're interacting with, what they do day by day, the words they use. If you can speak and use one of their words instead of your words, huge power there. You're going to connect to people with stories. How many people here remember how many pigs had their house blown down? Yeah, we all remember. It was 2, right? See, stories, how long ago did you hear 3 pigs? I mean, come on, it's been a long time. Stories transmit information that people retain. Now, they might not get all the details, but they're going to retain the gist. Big thing you want to make sure when you launch into stories is, are you going after the right goal? What are you trying to accomplish with what you're going to, tell them and discuss? And if you think teaching them to understand what you do so that they can make an intelligent decision on what you do, don't fool yourself. That is not ever going to work. How long did it take you to get to the level that you understand it? And you think you're going to get them to the level in a half-hour meeting? I know when, I just think back in my own personal experience when I was, I don't remember if it was DOS or whether it was Windows 3.0 or something. And it was an R-based clone I was trying to learn. And this concept of breaking the data into pieces and putting it in different places it just made no friggin' sense. I just could not get it. And, now I'm a senior SQL architect. But I can remember back to when somebody said, normalize the tables, and I looked at them like, I don't even understand why, much less how to do it. So make sure you're trying to do the right thing. Personal examples, super, super important in the stories. Tell them an example of what you're doing. When we did something like this and we did this thing that you wanted, this was the outcome. It didn't work so well, or this part worked, but they didn't like that part. They'll relate to that story method. Give you an idea, this is another real fast peek into how the general people think. I was coaching with a very high-end story coach, and what she does is helps people craft their stories. And she's very well regarded. She's out in LA. She does work for a lot of high-end clients. And I was telling her about the story that I had started this machine shop and bought these industrial machines and was trying to learn to run this machine this one night, and I broke it and crashed it, and I don't know. It was a disaster. Went on for a number of nights, broke tons of shit, cost hundreds of dollars. Really sucked. So I tell her kind of the story like that, and she looks at me and starts asking. And now these are questions that she's asking because she knows how to write stories that regular people like. And these are the questions she starts asking me. What color was the machine? What did it smell like? What was the sound when that $100 cutter broke? Yeah, you know what the sound that $100 cutter broke was? That's what the sound of the $100 cutter breaking was. Baffled me. I mean, I was trying to tell this was how you go through and learn something. You have to go out and break it and try it and do it again. And she wants to turn it into roses and stuff. But guess what? That's what regular people want to hear. They want to hear the roses and stuff. If you don't give it to them, you don't communicate with them. So you've got to learn how to wrap your stuff into their experience.